Little River Falls, Little River Canyon. Hello everybody, thank you for joining me today. I do truly appreciate it. And I've got a book haul, a different sort of a book haul. This is a Lividian Publications Patreon book haul. I've been a Patreon subscriber to Brian James Freeman's numbered edition, Brian James Freeman numbered edition or limited edition, something like that, for a couple of years now. And I finally had the opportunity and the desire to upgrade, boom, that Patreon subscription. So now I'm a Lividian tier Patreon subscriber. And I did this a couple of weeks ago, and today, shabam, a big box of books showed up in the mail, showed up. So I want to open this thing up and see what all kind of cool stuff came from a Lividian. I mean, this is right off the bat. Lividian Publications Patreon subscription. And I'm trying to think of the different names of the tiers. And I started to say numbered tier, but in essence, that's what it is. Lividian has a lettered edition and a limited or a numbered edition. And I didn't get on the lettered tier. I'm on the numbered tier or limited tier. But anyway, it's a Lividian Publications tier. And it comes with all of the limited edition books published by Lividian Publications, all of Brian James Freeman's limited edition books, all of the ARCs, all of the trade softcovers, all of the trade hardcovers, the chapbooks, and all that kind of stuff. Lots and lots of stuff throughout the year. And I really wanted to get that stuff, so I signed up, and I wouldn't have thought that it would bear fruit so quickly. I signed up, and maybe a week later, I saw Brian James Freeman post how he had a lot of books to pack and ship. So as you can see, he does a good job of protecting his stuff. He got foam around, foam on top, styrofoam filling the gap for these books. But the first book in the set is the trade edition of Seven Shades of Evil. This is Robert McCammon's Matthew Corbett collection. And I've got right here the trade edition, trade hardcover edition. And I've got the limited edition, the signed, numbered limited edition. And now I have the softcover, the trade softcover edition. And I just saw Robert McCammon, today's Monday, 2 days ago. 2 days ago I saw Robert McCammon, but I didn't have this book. I could have got this one signed by him too, and I could have added it to my trade softcover set, which you see up here. Just not enough space for stuff. But it's up there, and if things work out in a year or so, I might get a chance to meet Robert McCammon again for another book release launch party for the next book, or 2 years, or whenever he has his next book come out. But there's the first book that I got in my box of books. And just comparing, let me show you the trade hardcover version to the trade softcover version, the Vincent Chung artwork. It does have slightly different cover art for the Vincent Chung artwork. And the spine. The spine is a little bit different in design too. So it's a neat thing that he's done here. He's giving you something a little bit different and making it interesting for folks who are tempted to get them all. They're not all the same. A lot of publishers have made their limited editions, trade editions, softcover editions, yada, yada, yada. They all look the same. So why buy them all? Why not just get the best one you can afford and forget the rest? He's tempting us, folks. He's tempting us. But anyway, I'm a Patreon member now, so it came in the mailbox. The next one in this set is not actually a Lividian Publications book. This one right here, if you can tell, Detours, and this is a trade softcover version from Cemetery Dance. And Detours is essentially, I'll read to you what it is here. Every now and then, your favorite author takes a detour while writing a new novel. A chapter gets chopped, A connected short story is dreamed up. An essay about the book's origins is composed, or an oddity is created on a day off. Collected here together for the first time are detours by Stephen King, William Peter Blatty, Dean Koontz, Clive Barker, Peter Straub, Kelly Armstrong, Michael Courtia, David Morrell, Michael Marshall Smith, Chet Williamson, Poppy Zebright, Stewart Onan, and Owen King. And so you can see the names of the authors, and you can see how the title is worked in there as well. And I believe this one, because it is edited by Brian James Freeman, owner of Lividian Publications, former employee of Cemetery Dance. And I believe he did indeed sign these covers before shipping them. Right there on the title page, Brian James Freeman. He's got a nice signature. Good job, Brian. Thank you. I appreciate your help. Thanks for hooking a brother up. So that collection there with some crazy names is now in the house. Also, I've got some, let's see, I'm trying to show you what I'm doing here. I'm trying to work these out of the box, messing things up. I don't like this stuff. So there's that deep open maw where the books did reside. Now next, I've got wrapped up in a set of 4. These are all ARCs. ARCs, advanced review copy, advanced reader copy, proofs, advanced uncorrected proofs, all sorts of names for these things. But essentially, publishers over the years have often printed books to send to people before the actual books are released. And they've done it for a variety of reasons. They'll send them to reviewers, other authors, people that can spread the word, newspapers, things, magazines, internet personalities. They'll send books to people so that they'll read them early and get the word out. Plug the book for them. Tell them how great it is. And if it's not great, I guess they want you to keep your mouth shut. But anyway, to help plug the book, to help drive sales on actual release day. And a lot of folks over the years have collected ARCs, typically because it would be the first actual release of a book in many cases. Also, they're usually very rare. Even a limited edition book, they might have had 300 copies and 20 ARCs. So the ARCs are more rare. The ARCs usually came first. Stuff like that. So ARCs have been something that people have been collecting for years. And other publishers, more recently, have taken advantage of the fact that people collect ARCs. So they would print ARCs just for collectors. They'd print a few to give out to people as a gift. They'd print a few for promotional stuff, perhaps. They'd print a few for their Patreon subscribers. Some publishers even print some and sell them. So there's all sorts of reasons why people make ARCs nowadays. But one of the things I love about what Lividian does is they make their ARCs look good. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. Show you how they make the ARCs look good. Get that opened up. And some of these are books that I'm a Lividian tier Patreon subscriber now, so I got to get over the fact. Ordinarily, I would have ordered these books. Well, now, for me, they'll just be showing up, which is nice, but I'll have to get used to that. I dread the day where I order one, and then I realize, wait, I'm getting one. But let me show you these ARCs and how they work and what they look like and all that kind of stuff. But Leviathan. I just got a couple of signed trade editions of Leviathan at Alabama Booksmith. Right there. They were signed by Robert McCammon at the event, the launch party for it. And I read it. I read the book already, and I absolutely loved it. If you haven't already, set aside whatever it is that might be stopping you and go start with Speaks the Nightbird, the very first Matthew Corbett novel by Robert McCammon. It's my favorite Robert McCammon book, and it's the start of a 10-book series. Ultimately, one of them is a collection, but a 10-book series that ends with Leviathan. This is the last one, and it ends in a way that boggles the mind. Not only did he tie it all up really, really, really gave us a great end, a great finish. But wait, there's more. I'm not going to spoil it, but there's more. I love it. The series is over, but read it. Read the series. It's going to take you a while. When you get to Leviathan, the very last chapter, you'll know what I'm saying. Know what I'm saying? But just a beautiful, you can see here, advance review copy. Not for sale. Coming December of 2024. So this is the ARC. And I have all of the Lividian publications ARCs already right here. And as well as a couple others. The River City Press, whatever, River City Publishers, Speaks the Nightbird, Subterranean Press, Mr. Slaughter, and then all of the Lividian ARCs. And I've got to make room for Leviathan. And again, if I'd have had this book just a few days ago, I'd have gotten it signed. But I'll have to try to get that signed at a later date. Always need to get stuff signed. When you go to see somebody, you got to have books that need to be signed. And I've got 2 already. Just got back, and I've already got 2. Now this one, Gillian Flynn, an author that I've heard of, I've heard about, I've not read. But Lividian Publications has the signed limited edition of The Grown Up coming out. And a lot of people are very excited about The Grown Up. And here is the ARC for The Grown Up. So here's what I'll do, honestly, is I'll read this ARC. And then I'll figure out what to do with it after that. I haven't read Gillian Flynn. Don't have any Gillian Flynn books in the collection. But I've got an ARC, and I've got a limited edition coming. Got to give it a chance. So maybe it'll blow the mind, and I'll have somebody else to collect. Already running out of problems of not enough space. That would be another problem. Anyway, great problems to have. More stuff from great authors. But anyway, there is the ARC of The Grown Up by Gillian Flynn. And as I'm flipping through here, this, I got to show you, there are illustrations in this ARC. But look at the typeset. Look at the design. It looks so good. It looks so cool. I know nothing about it, but just by flipping through here, I'm getting the impression about this book. It's a short book, large typeset. Each page is beautiful. And there are illustrations in the ARC. And they look really good. Black and white, almost like a charcoal drawing or pencil drawings. But they look good. Let me show you a couple more going on here. And then after that, I'll look and see who did the artwork for this, because I'm not sure, but it looks really good. So who is the artist for this book? Signed in slipcase, limited edition, $100 to be published in 2024. And I'm looking for the artist. Cover artwork by Aaron S. Wells. So great looking book there. Great stuff. And hopefully it's that dadgum good. Here we have A Prayer for the Dying by Stewart Onan. And look right up the front, Marble Circus Brothers. And I love this cover, brother. It looks really good. There is our advanced review copy, not for sale disclaimer on that glossy front cover. And there is the spine. And there is a little bit about the book. I want to see who is the artist. Signed in slipcase edition, $125. Artwork by my favorite artist, Walking God's Green Earth, Francois Vaillancourt. Applause, and that deserves another look. So take another look. And Stewart Onan, dark, poetic, and chilling. A Prayer for the Dying asks if it's possible to be a good man in a time of madness. Set in leafy Friendship, Wisconsin, just after the Civil War. A Prayer for the Dying opens harmlessly on a languid summer day. Only slowly do events reveal themselves as sinister, bloom gently into a shared nightmare, as one neighbor after another succumbs to a creeping, always fatal disease. Our sole witness to this epidemic is Jacob Hansen, Friendship's sheriff, undertaker, and pastor, a man with a large heart and conscience. As the disease engulfs his town, breeding hysteria, Jacob must find a humane way to save those he loves. Short of calling up a full quarantine and boarding up the sick in their houses, And what of the tramps slipping nightly through the tender dry woods, and the spiritualists on the edge of town, and their charismatic leaders, Chase? Who will bury the dead properly, if not Jacob? A Prayer for the Dying is a rare and scary book, Stewart Onan's most astounding achievement yet. A sunlit Gothic painted on shimmering prose that darkens and disturbs your complacency the further you go into it, until, as the best Poe and Flannery O'Connor, there is no going back. So it sounds very, very interesting, and the artwork is fabulous. So I got that going for me, which is nice. And finally, the last book in this haul is one that I've got already a trade version of. Where is Mystery Walk? Where is Mystery Walk? The trade hardcover version of Mystery Walk here. And then I've gotten a soft cover that I just got signed by Robert McCammon. So I've got the trade hardcover, but Lividian Publications is doing the first ever limited edition, signed limited edition version of Mystery Walk. And just looking at that cover artwork by Ben Baldwin is astounding. It is fabulous. Ben Baldwin, one of my absolute favorite illustrators on God's green earth. And then it's a thick book, a big one. And there is a spine. This arc is thick. The arc is about the same size as the trade edition. Maybe a little bit thicker than the trade hardcover edition. What else? What else? I don't know. The limited will have illustrations, but the arcs don't always have the illustrations that are in the limited edition. And I'm just flipping through, and I do, boom, I saw one. But wait, I saw one. Here is, I might have missed some already. Here is one of the illustrations in there, the Ben Baldwin artwork. And like I said, I probably missed some in there, but I'll flip through and see if I can catch another as I'm strolling, letting the fingers do the walking. I hate that I might be missing some, but I'm sure I am. And there's another one of those black and white illustrations there by Ben Baldwin. Looks good. Lividian Publications always delivers. So their limited editions are going to be quality Smithsonian bindings, cloth, usually cloth covered boards. You'll get a slipcase with a die cut window. Just all good stuff. All fine, fabulous, well worth the dough. They, in their niche, and the publishers that have all of those things, they're one of the best prices and deliver more for the money than most publishers out there. And so I'm a big fan of Lividian Publications, big fan of Brian James Freeman, big fan of a lot of his authors. Robert McCammon is one of my favorite authors who ever lived. Other authors besides the one I've shown you here, Philip Fracassi. I've got a whole shelf that's now spilling over of Philip Fracassi stuff. So Brian James Freeman is really pumping them out. Great authors, Dean Koontz, Bentley Little. So all sorts of great authors. I don't know them all. I can't name them all off the top of my head. But great stuff. And that's why I'm a Patreon subscriber. That's why I jumped on the Lividian Publications tier just as quickly as I could. So I've got more stuff to add to the collection, and there's more stuff yet to come. Anyway, I can think of more lives to tell, so thank you for your time. I do truly appreciate it. And c'est la vie, baby.